Okay, about 90% of us do this, right? Remember the time when you were first about to ask out someone on a date, male, female, whomever. You're about to ask them out on a date, and before you asked them out, it took you weeks, it took you months before you gained the courage to ask them out. You were all clammy, nervous, you were stuttering, everything was wrong. And then they said yes when you finally asked them. The nervousness went away, and then more nervousness came because now what? What do you do next? That is what it's like finding your first mortgage lender. When you're a first time home buyer, the hardest part about the whole thing is actually getting started. So, how do you choose your mortgage lender? I'm going to tell you on the other side. Welcome back to Investing for Parents. Now, I'm going to make sure I tell you this every time. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you hit the notifications button. I'm going to post these videos at odd times. So if you want to know when they're posted, hit the notification button. Why? Because I'm a parent and I got kids. So I can't stick to a schedule a lot of times. A lot of times I can't record. But I do know YouTube is a popularity contest. So if you're not hitting a like, you're not commenting, you're not hitting the notification button, they're not pushing it up to the top of the algorithm. So you won't see videos like these and you'll be stuck with the ones with just tell you chalk information you can pull up on Google and just read all the time with no emotion behind it. That's basically what you'll get. So if you want to see more like this, like, subscribe, smash that button. Just, do it. So I want to talk about getting your first mortgage lender. So my first house, when I decided I was going to buy a first house, it was nerve-wracking because I knew my credit score. I knew I had a down payment, or at least I think I did. But no, you don't know anything unless someone who's in it tells you you do know. That's basically how you know. So before even asking, before even finding out, before even going, I was nervous about doing the entire thing. So I didn't know who to pick. I had a really good realtor at the time. She was a friend of the family and she's been in the business forever. And she recommended two. And I chose one from them just by name, and it worked out. That's just the way it is. I wasn't going to switch because I didn't know enough. I didn't see these videos. People didn't tell me about this thing, and I was nervous. So it was whomever was going to give me the best deal, or not even the best deal, but whoever was going to get me a house. Didn't necessarily have to be the best deal, but just get me a house. I wanted a house. So that's what a lot of people are going to do. That's what I'm trying to make you not do, because even though it worked out for me, there are a lot of horror stories out there. So first off, most people know they'll see, mortgage, Rocket Mortgage or whatever online, or sign up online. You can do all that very easily right now. But you can either go through a bank or a mortgage broker. Now, a bank is Wells Fargo, whatever. Name a bank. Go. Sit down. They're waiting for you. They want to talk to you to try to give you a loan. But here's the thing, right? Banks are really impersonal. I personally don't even like banks. They're a necessity. I don't like them. So if I don't feel right about them because I need something from them, I'm going to go and be okay with it. So I personally do not like banks. But if you want to go into a bank, that's fine too. Let's say you've been investing and you know you're confident about investing. Go to a bank because a lot of times they're going to get you a cheaper interest rate and lower closing costs because banks have everything right there. They don't have to go here for it. They don't have to go there for it. So their closing costs will be cheaper. Their interest rates sometimes can be lower, but sometimes can be higher. It changes. Depends on your credit score and your job history, all that. It depends on all that stuff. But they're going to look at it just like everybody else, and they're going to go through it, and they're going to go with the loan officer, and they're going to go, and they're going to have a chat, and they're going to find out, and they're going to tell you what you can go for, or they're going to tell you you're not. But here's my problem with banks, right? And I've gone through the process now many times. Here's my problem with banks. Banks tell you whether you qualify for what they're offering you. So you're trying to get a mortgage for a house, and banks do other crap too. They do everything. So they're trying to tell you whether you qualify for their product, their money. So if you have 675 credit score, only have 7% down, and maybe you're FHA, and that bank doesn't specialize in that because they have to actually specialize in it or make it a big part of their what they present in order for them to get it to you. So if they don't specialize in that, they're going to be like, well, you don't qualify. Now, if you're a first-time home buyer and they tell you on first you don't qualify, they don't really give you a reason. They try to tell you, well, you got to try to get your down payment up, or you got to bring your credit score up. That's really the only reasons they give you. So now you're leaving the office and you're like, I don't qualify. So now you're trying to go through all of these things to solve what they asked you to solve. Yeah, it's nice to solve it, but they are wrong. You qualify. You just don't qualify for them. So you might qualify for the bank across the street, Valley National or whomever, but you don't qualify for them because it's not what they do. But they straight up will say, you don't qualify, I'm sorry, but no, that's not the way it is. Now, I looked into a good mortgage broker just by chance, and it happens to the best of us, blah, blah, blah. I use them all the time now. But here's why, after reaching out and seeking banks, credit unions, everything else, just to see if I can get better things. Because once you understand that you're no longer nervous, you want better things. You're like, all right, why am I paying a middleman? Because that's what basically mortgage brokers are. Like, why am I paying a middleman? If I went here direct, I could save this money. I could save on closing costs. Why am I paying a middleman? So I went through all that, went through it, went to this bank, that bank, this credit union, that credit, just, seeing apples to apples, oranges, oranges. And then went to a couple mortgage brokers, but I had my main guy there as backup just so I have something to go in with. If I'm like, you know what, dude, I'm going to use you guys, but here's what I'm finding. What can you do? The thing is, when I say, or you say, what can you do? They're actually going to do something. So a mortgage broker works much like every other. They're a broker. They are a middleman. You tell them, they'll take all your information. They'll put you in a certain category, whether you can afford this, that, whether you have good credit score, whether you have bad credit score, whether you can afford FHA, whether you're conventional, whether you have 5% down, whether you have 3% down, they take that and they're like, well, we have 17 different lenders here for this. He fits in 3 of these categories. So, but he has bad credit score. Okay, he only fits in 2, and then he only fits in 1. So the mortgage broker will find you a way to buy a house. Doesn't matter what it is, they'll try to find you a way to buy a house because much like realtors, they make commissions. So it's their job to find you a way to buy the house. Now, when it comes to like interest rates fluctuate, and you can check your interest rate online just like everybody else. So it's not like you're going to get much cheated, but they're going to be like, listen, your interest rate is higher because you have bad credit score. So in order to protect people, they have to give you a higher credit score. They will explain the entire process to you. So I'm telling you how to find a mortgage lender, but I'm basically telling you use a mortgage broker if it's your first time. If you're a seasoned vet, you want to go to a bank, by all means, go to a bank. But I'm telling you should go to a mortgage broker. Because on the weekends, at night, the first time I was buying my house, my mortgage broker was like, all right, you can call me, text me anytime. Wrong words, son. So as soon as he told me that, 11 o'clock at night, when I'm going through something, when I'm thinking of something, boom, 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 boom. Hey, can I refinance? Can I blah, blah, blah? Yes, no, maybe so. Bang. 5 minutes. You're not getting that from a bank. Any question you have, they'll be able to answer. The reason being, they'll answer and be more knowledgeable at answering these questions because they have to find ways to find people that don't match with banks that match for them. So people that don't match mainstream, they have to find ways of it working for them. If it's not possible, it's not possible. But they will have every story in the book of how long, of ways that they match this person, that person. They've seen it all. So when you come in, you're not really that brand new. They just have to find the way to get you what they need to get you and what you need. So, and any question you ask, within a week's time, you'll get all your answers. That way you start feeling more comfortable. Like I started saying this, it's like your first date. When you ask someone out and then they say yes. Once that mortgage broker says yes, and then once the date starts and you're wondering what you should wear, where should I take her or him or her? Where should we eat? Do I go in for a hug? Stuff like that. Those questions or what they will answer. Not those questions, but down payment, mortgage rate, location, refi. They'll answer it all. That way you start feeling more comfortable and you're gaining more knowledge. So when you're choosing a mortgage lender, the knowledge base is what you want. And I will say that in anything, whether it be a realtor or a lender, you want the knowledge. You want the ease and comfortability of the knowledge. And you want to be able to reach that person at whatever time something pops in your head. Because when you are buying your first house, second house, whatever, it don't matter. Sometimes you're up at 1 o'clock in the morning and you thought of something and you really can't go on without sending out that text message. Hey, if they're a late person, they'll answer it. Or they'll answer it first thing in the morning. And you wake up and you're like, okay, good. Ooh, that's what I thought. So when selecting a mortgage lender, I would suggest if it's your first time, go to a broker. They'll have more options for you. If you have, a 787, an 800 credit score with 25% down, you've been investing for all this time, but this is just your first house, give a bank a try. Because they will cater to you simply because you fit the mold of their perfect little thing that they want to get out of their clients. You fit their mold. So if they'll cater to you, but to the other people, they're not going to really cater to you. The regular folks like me, when I first started, they're not going to cater to you. So you want someone that's going to cater to you. If, like I said, 750 to 800, 20% down payment, good work history, same job forever, they'll cater to you. Mortgage broker, you want to buy a house, they'll cater to you. So long as you have all the information and at least 3 to 5% down payment, they'll cater to you. And if you end up not getting a house or you don't qualify or whatever, you can ask them all the information to find out for next time. That way you are better prepared. This is Investing for Parents. Like I said, smash that like button. Make this a popular thing. Not for me, but for everybody else to get it and feel comfortable. I try to do these videos so people will feel comfortable. A lot of things that these videos and a lot of people try to give you information neglect is the actual person. Like, you are nervous as all hell when you're doing these things. A, it's a huge purchase. B, you're not sure whether you qualify. You don't want people telling you no and making you look bad. Whatever. It's just those feelings I try to invoke in the videos in order to get you past them so you can better yourself. And in order for these videos to be suggested by YouTube, you got to click like, you got to comment, you got to hit the notification button. I hope to see you guys next time. I appreciate you joining me.